Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about a very important topic, and that's a topic of weed whacking. Go to Manscaped, get 20% off plus uh, free shipping with the code FAB. And usually, when we talk about plucking those nose hairs and doing trimming around the ears and whatnot, most of us are used to doing that with weapons such as this. While effective, they can be cumbersome. They can prove to be cumbersome. And everyone's personal favorite is also this beauty, something like this. Whilst very effective, it's also hard because sometimes you don't have the right extension cords and whatnot. So Manscaped has given us this, the Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker is skin safe. It has a replaceable head. It has high performance motor, so premium 9,000 RPM motor powers. This is something that you would have probably seen in a World War II aeroplane prior to this. And unlike the hedge trimmer, it's cordless and rechargeable, so you can use it anywhere and you can take it with you. And it's really a pretty amazing product. It has a smart design. It's intelligently contoured design for you to be able to grip it easily, and it's not going to slip out of your hand, which is an amazing segue to the next part of it, which is that fact that it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower and whatnot. So this is a pretty amazing piece of machinery here for all of us that need it. And everyone needs it because you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that has the nose hairs and the ear hairs sticking out. My dad used to take me to a barber in Liverpool, and ironically, this barber, it was an older guy, had the worst hairs coming out of his ears and the worst hairs coming out of his nose. And always, as a little kid, I used to always watch that. So I never wanted that myself. So please, Manscaped, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FAB. Thank you, people. How are we, people? Thank you for joining me. I'm really pumped to do these fights today. Jake Howarth, I didn't get to see the sub myself, but I heard it was a Von Flu choke. Jay Farrell, oi, right back at you, sir. Fight night, let's go. Let's do it, boys. I'm here. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. Looks like we're going to have a long wait for the next fight. Hopefully not. I think we should be good now. 38 seconds, the main fight should start. Original Sin says, hello, Coach Fab. Hello, sir. How are you? Shazam says, my boss, when he gets angry, the nose hairs jump out. That's disgusting. Sasank says, the weed whacker is so great. If you plant one in your yard, you won't have any weeds. That's right. Get one. Use a code FAB. You'll get 20% off plus free shipping. How are we all, people? What are your calls? What's the call? What's the call between Stipe and Francis? Tyron and Vicente, Sean O'Malley versus Thomas Almeida. What's the calls? What do you have? What are you guys thinking? Joseph, let's go, Coach Fab. Ripped in the Daft Punk. Yes, sir. This is the album to my struggle, sir. This was the album of my youth. I'm trying to get the stream up. Let's see if it works for me. Yeah, so it's having a little bit of problems with the stream. The stream begins soon. We should be in business, people. So yeah, I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Who do you think wins and how and why? I was watching I think O'Malley's going to take it, and I got Francis by KO, says Shazam. Joseph says Stipe versus Francis. Real winners are all of us. Yeah, that's going to be a bone burner, dude. That could be over in 30 seconds. It could also be a great fight. I think regardless, it will be an exciting fight. Shazam says, hope Woodley shows up. Yeah, look, man, I think Vicente Luque is a guy that can get a good fight out of Stipe as well, out of Tyron. I think so. Sasank says Francis by Minari roll. Could be. We'd never know. Yeah, I think Vicente is one of the guys that could get a good fight out of Tyron like that. He likes to fight, does Vicente. I don't think he's going to threaten takedowns, and I think he will push Woodley back into the cage as Woodley does, but I do think Woodley's going to blitz and come in, and then we got to see what's going to be a result of that. I really enjoy watching Stipe fight, to be honest with you. Francis, for me, He's a massive wow factor. I love watching him just because of the wow factor, you know. Not that he's not skilled or anything like that. It's just that I love the wow factor with Francis. But with Stipe, I love watching Stipe fight. He's just an unbelievable fighter. C Law says Mullarkey versus Worthy sounds like a punch up against two London Cockneys. Yeah, but Mullarkey's from Australia, from the Central Coast. Nice guy. I like Mullarkey a lot. Met him a bunch of times. Really good guy. I hope he wins, man. I hope he wins. GG says, Ronnie says, what's up, coach? Nothing much, man. What's happening with you guys? Just watching some fights and hoping to have a fucking cracker. And GG says, I'll try and dip back in his stream before the main event. Need to do real life stuff. If not, good luck with the stream, Fab. Thank you, GG. I really appreciate it, my brother. Thank you so much for your help. Thank you for so much for being always supporting the show. And I hope you get back from the real world back to watching fights. Nelson Moreno says it would be interesting if Stipe just jabs and low kicks, save the wrestling for later rounds. Just needs to be safe during Ngannou's rushes. Yeah, absolutely. Having said that, I think we're going to see that lead left uppercut from Ngannou, and we're going to see a lot of low kicks from Ngannou. It's going to hopefully, for his perspective, I think if he can use it by setting up with some strikes and landing a few leg kicks to stifle Stipe's movement, I think it should be quite interesting. Matovi says, hey, Fab, look good as always. Love the shirt. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sherma says, I've rolled with Francis in Vegas, and his ground game is at least reasonable now, and he's not, and he's not a fish out of water. That's very interesting that you should say that, and I'm going to assume and take you at your face value that you're telling the truth, and that you have actually wrestled with him. The problem is, a guy like Stipe is way, way, way like reasonable on the ground, way past reasonable on the ground. He's very, very good on the ground. Division 1 wrestler, etc., etc., etc. James Juiceman says, Central Coast represent my hometown. Is that where you're living now? Ronnie, I was really pumped to see Ortega versus Volkanovski. Man, if you were, believe me, so was I. And, I was really looking forward to watching him in thing. It's funny because in the UFC thing, it says available in Spanish. I should put that on the bottom of my podcast thing and say available in Spanish. Yeah, I was really, really pumped. Oliver Ekman, what's up, Fab? What's up, Oliver Ekman? Ronnie says next time, I suppose, of course. Joseph, coach, any thoughts on Stipe giving up 30 pounds on Francis? Is that a strategy or is it normal? I think that Francis is just a bigger guy. I don't know exactly the weight difference. If you say 30 pounds, I'm going to choose to believe. And I think that like Stipe can't come up a lot heavier because he's going to give up a lot of movement. And at heavyweight, speed kills as well. At every division, speed kills. But at heavyweight, a 230-pound guy still hits plenty hard enough to knock out a 260-pound guy. And if he's got that speed advantage and that mobility that Stipe does have, that movement back and forwards, and he's got good boxing movement, I'd say it can be an advantage as well. Having said that, Francis can hit you so hard, and he's very athletic guy as well. I think the thing that goes overlooked with Francis is not just that he hits hard. He's got a very, very good eye for the counter. That's his main thing. It's not so much that he just comes in like a bull in a china shop, but he's got a very good eye for a counter. Very, very, very good eye. Okay, let me see. Go back. Next, okay. Christian says, will the rear uppercut from Ngannou have a chance this time around when Stipe shoots? If Stipe puts his head on the outside, so on the outside, the rear uppercut's not going to think. That's what I'm saying. The lead uppercut that he hit over him with is what I see happening in this fight, because Stipe is going to shoot with the head on the outside of Ngannou, I would imagine. Sasank, but that's just speculation, of course. Sasank, Stipe versus Ngannou could be a snooze fest. It could be, but I doubt it. Neither one of these guys generally have snooze fests, so it could be, but I doubt it. Sherma, he just joined our class and went back and spent a few hours with some of our bigger guys. Yeah, it was okay, cool. That'll be interesting, man. Martovi Sterling just said that the canvas is more slippery than usual pre-COVID due to the cleaning products. Oh, okay, that's very interesting. That is very very interesting because you would think it would stifle Stipe's takedown attacks, but it would stifle Francis's ability to be able to sit on his punches a little bit and generate the power that he's used to. But my God, I'm watching him here hit people, and he lifts heavyweights up off the ground when he hits them with his uppercuts. That lead left uppercut is, I think, what's going to be super dangerous here. He's very, 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 very dangerous, man. Very, 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 very dangerous. He came forward on Rosenstruck like crazy too, though. He's an absolute monster of a man. I'm just watching the face-off here between them. Stipe looks as excited as always. Very stoic face. They shake hands. Big, strong man is Ngannou, man. Salaam alaikum, Uncle Fab. How are you today, sir? Happy to see you here again. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Um, right back at you. Alaikum salam. James the Juice from Ravenstein. Now, I live on a little island called Wallace. It's in between Samoa and Tonga. Nice. Wallace, is it? How do you say it? Wallace or Wallace? What are you doing there? Or are you the guy that told me before that you went out there to teach English and you got stuck there because of COVID? Or is this a different thing? C-Law says, I can't see how Ngannou has significantly improved all aspects of his game from the first fight against Stipe. Ngannou needs to get Stipe out of the way inside 2 rounds to have a chance, in my honest opinion. I agree with you to a certain extent. One of the things I will say, though, is that it is an anomaly how much Ngannou has improved or how much he hasn't improved, because we haven't really seen much beyond the fact of him knocking people into next week with huge shots. The little things that I have seen that I didn't like was, and I mentioned this in the preview, is before he would, instead of going left right when he's walking forward, he would kind of shuffle right left, and that's not good. It's not good for your movement in boxing. It brings your feet together, makes you more susceptible to takedowns, a whole bunch of stuff. Then as he got better in the last few years, as he progressed, he kind of bounces a little bit more and slides left and right, slides like better, slides in left first and then slides out right first. But I've seen a couple of times when a little bit of pressure has started to come on and his feet kind of come narrower together again. And I think someone like Stipe, with the power that he has in his hands and the footwork that he has, can take advantage of that. Having said that, Francis has got so much power that he can hit you from any kind of stance, more or less, and you're going to go down if he hits you flush. Coach, what do you do if Francis walks into the elevator with you? I just look at the ground, pretend I don't see him, make sure I don't make any eye contact, make sure I don't fucking piss him off, make sure I wear very pro-African clothing. I don't muck around, buddy, with that. Shazam, can't wait for the main event. It's going to be great. I think it's going to be a cracker. The flying knee Sanhagen threw on Edgar, is that a realistic attack for Francis? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Francis looks like an extremely athletic guy as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw flying knees and whatnot. Yeah, Ngannou should change his name to the Sandman. He could. So glad you're doing the commentary tonight. Hashtag Team Stipe. Valeria, thank you so much. Thank you for your constant support. Thank you for supporting us like you do always on the PayPal account. Thank you so much, man. I really, really, really appreciate it. It makes it all worth it to have people like you support us, man. So I thank you very much, Valeria. You are the heart and soul of this channel. I feel like Ngannou might lose by KO because he'll be hunting too much. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he will or if he won't. But one thing I will say is that Stipe has the better boxing of the two, irrespective of the result, whether or not Ngannou knocks him out. Stipe is the better boxer, and Stipe hits hard enough to knock Ngannou out. I'm not saying that he will. But that goes... Ngannou's not really like a fantastic boxer, you know what I mean? He hits very hard. He's very aggressive. He's got good counter striking. He's got a good eye for that. When he hits you, he's got one one-shot KO power. And James Adjustment says, marry me, Valeria. Oh, nice. Steve Booth, let's go, Melee and Stipe. Good day, Fab. Good day to you, sir. You're a national treasure. Sasank, the one guy that called Ngannou, they called out Ngannou was KO'd in seconds. Yeah. Yeah, like he's a monster, dude. He's no joking. At Valeria is the goat here from Joseph. She certainly is. Sev Rev, Figueredo and Cejudo versus Ngannou. Who wins? You know, the thing is, like two people fighting one guy. A lot of the times it's not as hard as people think, because if you grab onto a limb, and the police use this a lot, if you grab onto one limb, it's hard for them to move around efficiently and effectively, and the other guy can, grab you, choke you, hit you. But with Ngannou, the problem is once either one of them sees what he does to him, the other guy will run away. That's how I see it. Christian, should Stipe be patient and say, I'm just waiting for mate and use the calf kick for a victory? The problem with the calf kick is that you're not kicking from a distance. You're kicking from relatively close. So it kind of, especially with a guy like the reach that Ngannou has, he could hit you with a looping left or a straight right, and you're going to be in all sorts of trouble. The calf kick, you're going to have to pick out perfect. If you're like Hooker versus the dude, oh my God, how could I forget this guy's name? Chandler, where Hooker's a lot taller and he's got kind of using that reach. Those calf kicks, while they lasted, were effective. Like he was able to land those calf kicks quite well on Chandler, until Chandler, of course, knocked him out. But he did land some really good calf kicks, and he did it really well because Chandler was having to walk into that space, which Hooker had the reach advantage. But if not, yeah, it's hard, man, because the way that they're built is different. Stipe hasn't got that crazy long reach over Ngannou. And before people say Hooker lost, yes, he did lose, but he did do some good things in that fight too. C-Law says, smash up those likes, people. Coach Fab helps us understand the intricacies of the game. My brother, I'm flattered. Thank you so much, man. Please like, subscribe, follow us, share, follow us on social media. Guys, I appreciate you guys so much, man. You have no idea. So thank you so much. And do like and subscribe if you haven't already. Tommy LeBlanc, good night for fights. Hello all. Yes, sir. We are pumped. Should be a good one, man. Oh, the Death Star. How cool is that name? Ngannou versus Lewis, still the fight to make, whatever happens tonight. Hashtag don't blink. Interesting. Randy, so pumped for your commentary for the Stipe fight. Hashtag Fab2ESPN. Hashtag ESPN. Nice, Randy. Thank you very much. Good to have you here, Randy. I'm here drinking my green tea. Locked and ready to go. The Hungarian Hustler. It's funny. I said to my wife, we don't have any green tea. I went and got some green tea from my neighbor, and I shout out to Joel Forbes. He's the one that gave me the green tea, and I put the green tea into the green tea container that we have at home. My wife's real neat, so she has all the little containers. And then she just messaged me now to say, hey, we have green tea. And I'm thinking, man, I told you that I got it off the neighbor. Afternoon, Fab. Going to listen in for the first two fights. I'll be off to the pub to watch the rest of the card, though. Sorry. Can't miss them. Sorry. No, sir. I fully understand, and I am completely supportive of you doing so. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching with us. And I really, really appreciate that. Thank you, Hungarian Hustler. I find it hard to watch fights at the pub, I really do, because, not now so much because I just won't watch them, but before, even when I was much younger and I couldn't afford the pay-per-views or whatnot, and, I'd go to training and I'd go watch at the pubs, and I was like, man, listening to everybody, that doesn't know shit, just talking about what the fighters should do, it killed me. So you sound like an intelligent guy, Hungarian Hustler, so good luck with that. Shazam. Laughing. I'm not exactly sure what you're laughing at, Shazam. James Adjustment. I'm the guy who came to teach English, and now it looks like I'll live here forever. Do you like it? People always have fantasies of moving to a tropical island, etc., etc. Is it what they say it is? Do you like it that much? Is it amazing? Do you get island fever? Valeria is the best queen of the Grange. Yes, she is, Randy. Christian, should Stipe say? I'm just waiting. We had this conversation. Cecilia De Rocha, what do you think about Ngannou weight advantage in the weigh-ins? How does it affect the rematch? Again, like I said this earlier, I think that it depends on what Stipe does. It's the same as like with the small cage. Is a small cage an advantage to Francis or to Stipe? You know, it can be used for both. It just depends who implements it further, quicker and better. So with the weight, I mean, Stipe is going to be, I believe, going to has the better footwork, and so the mobility and the footwork is going to lean towards Stipe. So that, like in that scenario, it's probably a benefit to Stipe in that scenario, because even if he got a little bit heavier, Francis would still be the bigger, more powerful guy. So let's say Stipe was 40 pounds. Stipe was 15 pounds heavier, right? Ngannou's still going to be bigger, stronger thing. It's not going to make that huge of a difference. It's not a couple of kilos anyways. It's a fair bit. So I think Stipe is smart to not try and get bigger, because that's not what's going to make the difference with him versus Francis. Jamie Mullarkey is looking in good shape, man. He looks good. I'm not going to lie to you. I am absolutely 1000% biased. I really like Jamie. He was on The Crew with Richie Vass. They filmed on The Crew, and I coached on that TV show. And he was one of the young guys coming through. So Jamie's actually taller. They have the same reach. Worthy is 34 and Jamie's 26. They're the most distinguishing factors. Everything else is virtually identical. No, I don't know James Adjustment. I don't know exactly what happened in that fight with Oliver McCall unless Shazam, War Mullarkey. I hope so, sir. I hope so. Worthy's good, though. I've seen Worthy fight before. I like Worthy as well. Martovi, I'm pretty sure if Fig or Cejudo grabs onto a limb, he'll use them to attack the other one. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. I think Francis is a bit of an anomaly. You know, he could do anything. He could rip one of their heads off or something, and everyone will shit their pants. Pip Dennison says, Ngannou looks straight up scary. Go Stipe. Good luck. Try to stay safe. So Pip Dennison is not only my neighbor, but my surfing coach and life mentor. James the Juiceman Raverstein. Shouldn't the cuff kick be called the anterior tibialis kick? It should. It could. It could be called. But I think that the calf itself is not actually the term, because calf refers to more the soleus and the gastrocnemius. But in general, people refer to the cuffs as a lower part of the leg. It's not the actual technical term. So in fairness, you could still call the calf kick if it lands on the tibialis anterior. If it lands on the calf, on the soleus, on the tibia itself. Blackberry and Oats. Cheers, everyone who's excited for the main event. Hit that like button. Thank you, sir. I agree. And I thank you guys so much. So we're about to start, people. We're about to start. So sorry if I didn't get to your comments. Worthy's about to start. Jimmy Crute says, let's go, Jamie Mullarkey, and we're off. Both guys in the orthodox stance. Although all this is what's funny, although their reach and everything looks the same, I think Worthy's got longer legs and looks to have deceptively longer reach. Although they came up the same measurement, but Mullarkey lands a nice right hand on Worthy, right down the pipe. Nice, tidy hands by Mullarkey. Ooh, snaps his head back, does Worthy. Worthy's starting to find a bit of a range with his jab. Swinging a miss on a low kick by Mullarkey. Nice low kick there by Worthy. Aiming at the calf. I don't know if he got him flush or not. I couldn't see it from this angle. But Mullarkey's stand-up looks really nice. Nice shot, Mullarkey! Nice shot! Finish it! Yes! Well done! What a shot! Good on you, man. I know how hard this kid has worked and for how long this kid has worked, So I'm so fucking happy for him, man. I really, really, really am happy for him. Yes, I'm so happy for him, man. Nothing against Worthy. No disrespect to Worthy. But I'm really, really happy for Jamie, man. I've seen this kid, from the start. And he's just like a hard-working dude, man, that's always – and Worthy probably is as well, so I feel for Worthy in that regard. But I know Jamie, so that's where thing. Hit him with a nice left hook. I was saying to his hands look good. Mullarkey's hands look good. They look tidy. Fuck yeah, Mullarkey. Nice. His elbows defending really well, and he just steps in with a nice hook and catches him right on the chin. What a nice shot. I'm so happy for James. I am so happy for him, you know. I'm really, really, really happy for him. And I told you I'm biased. I'm just happy for him, man. You know, he's worked so hard, you know. So hard. And he had a lot of setbacks and whatnot. And, you know, to see him take a win, I'm really happy for him. Really, really good. Really good. Absolutely based says, should Woodley retire if he loses, in your opinion? I don't know if he should retire. And I don't know, sometimes it doesn't matter if you win or lose, if people should retire. I think you should retire when you're not getting out of the way of shots that you were getting out of before. And only you know that, you know what I mean? I'm not going to be the one to say someone should retire. I don't know their financial situation. There's so many things that go into that decision. But having said all of that, I think from a physiological health perspective, when you feel that you're not getting out of the way of the shots the way you were, and only people that fight or that fought will understand exactly what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Um, but once you're not getting out of those shots, out of the way of those shots, you might still be winning. You might still be winning fights, but that's not the point. You're taking a lot of damage, you know. So that's a thing to me. It's got nothing to do really with winning or losing. Blackberry and Oats, 15,000 fans for next pay per view. Unreal. I hope so, people. I hope so. Pip Dennison's having a laugh here. He's a good man, that Pip Dennison. AZ, in your opinion, are foot stomps that effective, or are they just more annoying to deal with? Now, foot stomps can break your foot. Especially like if you just put your foot out and let somebody stomp on it with the heel, you know, into the thin bones of your foot. You can't leave your foot there. That's a thing. At the very least, you cannot leave your foot there. Your pinky toes, your metatarsals, they can all break quite easily, you know. And in a fight, it can really, really destroy your movement. The Hungarian hustler. Haha, I have the same problem. I usually just smile and nod with my head. Yeah, it's bad, man. It's bad. That 4,000 camera, though, I don't understand that. Absolutely based. Ramon Ahmed, just discovered your podcast with the biracial angel, and I'm hooked. Just like cycling through all the videos. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Oliver Ekman, Fab is a legend 100%. Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it. Oliver Ekman, nice shirt, Fab. What happened to Daft Punk 1993 to 2021? Well, they've broken up, man. I don't know why they broke up. I hope they're both good. I don't know. I don't know. Akin Abibu says Ngannou is a beast, first round KO. It could happen. It could well happen. Cecilia Darocha, the winner of this fight is most likely going to get to fight John Jones. Who do you think would be a tougher matchup for him? Who do I think will be a tougher matchup? I think Stipe is a tougher matchup. I just because of the boxing factor, and he punches hard. You know, John Jones didn't really have the punching power at light heavyweight, and I feel it's going to be extremely hard for John Jones to match that with Francis in any shape, way, or form. And he doesn't have that boxing mobility, and you don't want to be anywhere where you're going to take a shot off Francis, you know. R90 says, "Hello world, what time is it starting?" Like. It is starting. The undercards on the main card has started, but the main event will probably be in about an hour or so, an hour and a half, an hour and a bit. Adamant Movies. Stipe must be extremely strong to put someone like Ngannou on their back. He will most likely do it again in this fight, even if it is about 30 pounds lighter, I think. Yeah, like I said to you, man, if that translates to better movement and better cardio, and he's still every bit as strong, then I think it's gonna, yeah, he'll be fine. People saying absolutely bases right through him. Shazam says, wow. Shazam says 50,000. Yes, sir. Hope he gets that 50,000. Sasank, that was a clean straight to the chin. Looked more like a kind of like a left hook kind of thing to the chin. Sorry, I was quite a bit behind. I'm going to skip a few people, guys. And here we are. Amazing left hook from Mullarkey. Took his legs right out from under him. Martovi, I absolutely feel for Woodley, who climbed to the top and was on top of the world to suddenly be falling off a cliff. That happens, though, man. It happens a lot. So from that perspective, I feel for him. I always liked watching Woodley fight, by the way. Adamant says, yes, you can easily break someone's toes with foot stomps. And not so much the toes, yes, for sure, but also like the metatarsals, like the thin bones in your feet, that they can break quite easily. Tony says, always awesome to hear insight. Huge fan of your content and live commentaries. Keep up the great work, Mr. Adair. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oliver Ekman says, didn't know they broke up. Very sad. It is very sad, mate, but we must find the strength to keep moving forward, Oliver. Yeah, I'm happy for Jamie as well, Mr. Always 420. Joseph, Daft Punk broke up due to one of the members pursuing a fight with Francis. How was the surf session before? I didn't surf today. I surfed yesterday. I was going to surf today, but I ended up having a bit of a later night. My back's jacked, my neck's jacked from the pillow that I slept with. So I didn't surf this morning. I just went for a walk with my wife, and then we went to the markets, and I bought some Balinese food. Pretty sure it was Balinese. And I had curried beans and a whole bunch of other things. My wife will know the names of the food. I don't know what it is, but it was delicious. Adamant Movie says, I actually hope Woodley finds it in him mentally to win tonight. But Vicente Luque is an extremely tough customer. That's the thing, man. You might find it mentally, but Vicente might be like, I found it mentally too, brother. Cayenne says, is surfing hard? You know what, man? Surfing, like the balance part of it, is ridiculously hard. Like really, 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 really hard. April 10th, what a card. I like this card, man. I can't wait to see this fight, Darren Till and Marvin Vittori. That's going to be a pretty crazy one. Sorry, surfing hard. Surfing's hard, like as far as the balance and that you're standing up on the waves and everything. That's hard. But what is even harder, much harder, is paddling. Is paddling out. You know, that is stupid hard. If you've never done that, you have no idea how hard that is. You know, if you've never been able to, if you've never paddled out, you have no idea. That's just so difficult. I'm looking here at the rankings. I don't know how. The only person Rob hasn't fought is Paulo Costa in the middleweight division. There, that like, and Marvin Vittori, like that are ranked right up at the top there. So Rob is clearly far and away, I think, the number one contender. I was just watching. That's all. Yeah, it's just super hard, the paddling, you know. And then when you catch a wave and you wipe out and it drags you down, like down the beach, you have to paddle back out. And so the other thing that's hard is you have to know, especially like out here in Sydney and East Coast and all of that of Australia. I don't know anywhere else because I don't really surf that much. Like the rips and how to get out, how to catch a rip and get out, and not surf like through like where all the waves are breaking. That's super hard as well if you didn't grow up in the water. So I'm saying this from someone's perspective that didn't grow up surfing. So yeah, it's really, really, really hard. It's one of the hardest things that I've done as far as physically like that. Then you got to try and stand up, and that's hard. Toby says Daft Punk broke up to free Bobby Schmurder. Jake Cake says, are you still involved with training Bobby Knuckles? No, I have nothing to do with that at all. David Morris says, well, I feel a little bad for Woodley. Most of us never get to wear the crown. He was on top of it for a meaningful amount of time. That's absolutely true. Absolutely Based says, have you seen the new Venom gear? What do you think about it? I haven't seen the new Venom gear, so I don't really have anything to think about. Shazam says, can't surf, he crocs, sharks, and jellyfish. Oh, that's up at you must be up in North Queensland or in Darwin or somewhere. My friend's friends actually the other day, like 3 days ago, were out spearfishing out at near a beach here called Macaulay's, and they were out a little bit further out, not like next to the shore, a little bit further out, and they were free divers. They were free divers with spear guns. So one guy stays at the top, and the other guy is at the bottom. So he freeze dives down the bottom, tries to spear something, and then when he comes up, the guy that was on the top swims all the way to the bottom, and he spears something, and they do that, right? And as the guy on top was watching his mate go all the way down to the bottom, and these guys can free dive, substantial amount of time and quite deep. So let's say these guys were going down 20 or 30 meters even. So they're going down, and as he's watching his mate out of like the abyss, out of the deep blue comes about a 3.5 meter juvenile great white. And the guy that's down the bottom here, he's absolutely oblivious to it. The guy on top, he's watching it, freaking out. And the shark circles up behind the guy. The dude's like looking for a fish. He doesn't know, none the wiser. The shark just hangs around at the back of his flippers and then swims away. Now, the guy on top was saying that he had swum down and he was pointing the gun at the shark. I don't know you. I strongly disbelieve that. I think the guy was halfway back to the boat. But if you speed a great white like that, you'd probably kill it if you hit it in the right spot, but it will go absolutely mad for a good solid 10 minutes. And anyone and anything that's held responsible for spearing it will be dead. A 3.5 meter great white is still a juvenile, and it will absolutely destroy you. Adamant Movie says, I'm more of a snowboarder. Woodley has had a sad demise. It's like Usman crushed his soul. I think Usman's very good, but not Usman. I think Woodley's very, very good, but a lot of the guys that fight a particular style that where they rely on their reflexes and their strength and ability, athletic abilities completely. Those guys usually see fall off a cliff at one point or another. Joseph, coach, what dish would you like to make but too intimidated to do? That's a really interesting question, Joseph. And it's funny you say that because I want to do ceviche, but I'm always scared that I'm going to mess it up. It's weird. Did she just stick a finger up at the other girl? Yeah, that's the thing. Adam and Movies, have you fought any bull sharks down there while surfing? Laugh out loud. Thank God, no, but I have had my fish taken off me at Kurnell, near Mary's Reef at Kurnell. Those are people that know Kurnell will know what I'm talking about, by a bronze whaler. And that was one of the most scariest things I've been through in my life. I thought I was going to drown because I didn't grow up in the water like that, like I didn't. So I don't have, like, I was with Richie Vass, who actually fought in the UFC as well. And he went back out and got the equipment because I left the equipment there and took off. And so they have a different relationship with the water and the aquamarine life. Fab, what's the origin of your last name? It's French Basque, actually. But my mom and dad are from Uruguay. And then after that, my family is from Uruguay and Brazil. Like my like grandparents and all of that. Everyone's like Portuguese and like Brazilian, Uruguayan, North Uruguay, Southern Brazil kind of region. And when like back, we don't. No one knows who came over from France. But funnily enough, my mum's name is also Basque. My mum's name is also Basque. So from the Basque country. But none of us know anyone that's been they've all been from Uruguay. Like no one knows anyone that says, oh, so-and-so great granddad came from Spain or Portugal or France or anywhere like that. We always just been in South America, for generations and generations. We are about to start, people. We're off. Okay, Robertson is in the orthodox stance, and Maverick, how cool is that name? Maverick in the southpaw stance comes in with a lead left hand. 4:49 to go in the first round. Robertson, Maverick keeps looking for this lead left hand down the middle, which is good. She's doing from the southpaw. Both girls showing a lot of movement. Nice low kick landed by Maverick on the outside too. She landed that with the right leg. I like this. Maverick is getting in with that lead left hand. She gets in with that left hand quite well. And she's landed some jobs. She's landed some shots. She also is doing not a bad job of cutting off the cage on Robertson at times. Now Robertson moving forward, holding the center of the octagon. She's in the orthodox stance. Both girls trading in the middle. Nothing doing. Again, I see this a lot with the girls. Not all the girls, obviously, but with a lot of girls, they kind of like just outside each other's range. Maverick does come in and blitz and hit hard, but a lot of the shots are not landing anywhere, you know? Having said that, Maverick does a better job of coming inside that distance and landing those shots. She landed a nice cheeky little like right jab hook on right on Robertson's chin. Maverick's got nice little combinations when she blitzes in, and she is having a little bit of success with it. And Robertson seems to throw just a little short. Nice use of the front kick there by Robertson. Lead hand down the middle again by Maverick. She's finding her home, but this is early in the fight, and it doesn't seem to have a lot of venom in it either. She again, that's what I mean. She threw a whole combination with a low kick, and they were all short. The girls seem a lot of the times to stand just a little bit outside of that range when they're throwing these things. Then Maverick does a good job coming in. She got hit with a right hand by Robertson then. Oh, nice lead hand down the middle by Maverick. I'd like to see her cut the cage off a little bit more as opposed to follow. Now both girls in the center of the octagon. We're standing just outside. Hanoi Tripper says, a guy in South Africa apparently speared a great white in the 90s, then escaped. The shark went nuts jumping out of the water with a spear in it, apparently. Dude, that would be so scary. So scary. Like the bronze whaler that I saw in the water that took my fish and it went mental because it got caught in my line was probably like I don't know, like an average sized person's size, and it was stupid strong, like stupid in the water, especially. Nice front kick by Robertson, but it's caught by Maverick, and Maverick has taken it down, and she's sliced her knee through. She's looking to pass. She's in half guard. She's got a lot of head pressure on her. She's got the underhook on the knee side, and Robertson's trying to escape. But Maverick's pretty smart because she has pushed Robertson up against the cage. So that's the only avenue for Robertson's escape, and she can't do it. But Robertson's got him back to her feet. Fantastic job by both girls. Well done. The southpaw stance from Maverick, looking for that lead left down the middle. Robertson's starting to, I think she's starting to get out of the way of shots a little bit more. Maverick just threw a right kick then. He was looking for a lead right hand as Robertson, but again, she's a fair of the way out of reach though. The girls exchange, Maverick getting the better in that exchange. Maverick is looking for a left high kick. It's a good thing to do there. When you're fighting someone like that's got a right hander utilizing their right hand and you throw them that left high kick, it forces them to keep that right hand at home, which is a great thing to do. Nice blast double by Maverick. Takes Robertson down again with 21 seconds left to go in the round. Now she's breaking the grip. She's trying to break the grip is Maverick. She has to keep sitting on that leg because that's the leg that Robertson needs to get free to be able to get up. Robertson's trying to get her feet in between. Yeah, that's it. And once you get your feet there, Robertson does a good job, man. Like she's not one of those people who just sits in the guard, which is good. You're either going to use the guard to tap someone, or if you know you're not going to use the guard to tap someone, use the guard to create the space and get up. But your legs are very strong. Your legs are a great barrier between you and your opponent. That's where the guard comes from. So use it. You know what I mean? Like, don't just sit don't close your guard in a fight, in an MMA fight, and not do anything. You know, if you're not going to do anything, you're going to get your head punched in. And reality is, to do anything, to do any submission, you have to open up your guard. And that's when that other person is more than likely going to get up. They're going to get up, try and stack your hips and hit you. So what Robertson did then was, when her guard was open, she was all the time trying to get her feet up on Maverick's hips and push her away. And she did a good job of doing that. I'm very impressed. It shows a good grappling maturity and a good understanding of fighting, rather than you sitting in the guard or you staying in guard. Noam Rudenberg says, question mark, question marks. Pip Dennison says, a great white's protected. I believe they are, but Pip, I protect myself more. So if I have to kill a great white to save myself, I will kill the great white. I would kill a great white to save you, Pip. And there's people that I don't like that I would kill a baby seal to see them die. So sorry if that was harsh. Adamant Movie says, damn, that's crazy. Chris K, I do remember you saying you had South American roots. Thanks. I was born in South America. Courage Autofre du Cameroon. I'm assuming you're going for Francis, sir. And good luck to Francis too, man. There's going to be a crazy fight. Ooh, nice lead. Nice one to the left hand landed by Maverick. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Robertson with a takedown attempt of her own. She's taken the back standing. She's managed to get Maverick down. She's on her back. She's looking for the hooks. And she's looking actually to turn. She's got a good wrist lock there. Good wrist hold. Good. Nice work here by Robertson. She's got good wrist control of Maverick. Now she's lost it. Maverick's looking to try and stand up. I like seeing the women fight because it's very different to the way the men fight. That's one thing I like about women's fighting. Some things I don't like, but they move different just because of the flexibility that they have. And so you think they're in a certain position, but they manage to get themselves out of it. So it's pretty cool watching that. Shoulder pressure here by Robertson. Mavericks needs to find this left underhook. That's what she's looking for. She's looking to elevate with one butterfly hook, but it's going to be very hard to do when Robertson has the underhook. She managed to push Robertson away. Robertson's creating a lot of pressure because I think she still has some shoulder control there on Maverick. Maverick's landing some shots from the bottom, but to no avail, I think, at this stage. Robertson looking to pass, but she's looking to step over as opposed to slide through. That's one of the things that I would not advocate. Nice work. Good little control there by Robertson. She's looking for a face crank here. She's not going to get it. Maverick's looking to turn. Robertson, good control, takes her back. Nice work by Robertson. Maverick's doing a good job. She's defending the whole time. She's looking for a single leg now. She changes that into a deep half guard. Which way is she going to go? Is she going to go deep under, or is she going to come back, or is she going to do both? Robertson's creating a lot of pressure with that whiz and then flips to the other side. I like how she did that. That was very, very good. She's got one set of control here. She could be looking for what in wrestling is called a chicken wing. Yep, and there she's got it. She's got it because she's got the hook on this side. It's a very, very good way of controlling someone. Because once that arm gets free, Maverick can move. But Robertson has done a good job. I don't like this takedown when people do it, but it's effective for Robertson. I don't like anything where I'm on the ground and you're still standing up. That's me personally. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying I don't like that. Good control by Robertson on the ground. I have this fight, 126 to go in the second round. I have this fight around a piece. Really good control here by Robertson. I don't know much about these girls. I've seen Maverick fight before and I've seen Robertson fight before, but I don't know a whole lot about him. Good, really good control by Robertson. Just riding it out, like riding out the round. And I think that's Very, very, very good work from her. You know, Maverick's trying to land some punches over her shoulder, but she's not doing a great job of that because Robertson can take him on the forehead and doesn't do a lot of damage. Now this choke is starting to look a little bit more dangerous. She hasn't got her hooks in. Hard choke to finish, but if she can face crank her, she can do a lot of damage as far as could even break your nose, Just bust up your nose, bust up your lips. Good job by Maverick to scramble out of it. 29 seconds. Maverick's going to try and get some of this round back. Robertson's moving around, throws another front kick. Both girls exchange, but in the pocket, I have Maverick with the better exchanges. Nice exchange there. Maverick landing a few good left hands. 1, 2 landed by Maverick again. Another good bunch of shots landed by Maverick. There's 5 seconds to go. I don't know if that was enough to steal this round. I do not know how the judges may or may not have scored this round. But that was good work from both girls. I enjoyed that. Pip Dennis says, legend, I'll eat that thing with you afterwards. Yes, mate. I would kill a great white to save you. What do you think of the talks of Amanda Nunes fighting a man? I don't think that's going to happen. Like, it'd have to be like 30% weight difference or something, for she'd have to fight like a little guy and give up. The guy'd have to give up like 30% weight or something to make it fair, which then it's not really fair. James the Juiceman Ravestein says, hard to explain everything good, bad, but a good analogy is if you imagine life in a rural country town, population around 7,000, but instead of the outback, you're on a tropical island. Ask Izzy Docs for details. Oh, I've been to Samoa, man. I loved Samoa. I absolutely love living there. But do you personally get like island fever or anything like that where you want to leave? Or do you like being there? By the way, Etienne said, good luck or courage to your brother from Cameroon. Yeah, I kind of saw that. That's must have been what he said. And yeah, man, good luck to him, man. Good luck. Okay, second round has started. This is an interesting fight because I got this pretty even going down the barrel. I don't know exactly which of the girls is winning. I think Maverick has a distinct advantage on the feet. And now Robertson has proved that she can control her on the ground. But that left hand down the middle starting to find its target with Maverick. Robertson needs to get this takedown ASAP, or Maverick could catch her. That left hand starting to find a home more and more. And now Maverick is doing a better job of cutting off the octagon. In low with that single leg is Robertson. Robertson's trying to get a foot over the back of Maverick's leg. And Maverick is doing a good job with the whizzer and the shield, the shin shield, to stop her from taking her down. Good job by Maverick. Again, low on that single leg goes Robertson. Maverick looks to take the back. She's got her back in deep. She's got the far arm control. She's got to be careful here that Robertson doesn't spin and get up on top because she could do this. Robertson has shown that she's very agile and very good on the ground. And the girls are so flexible, man. That's one of the things that's really, really surprising is how they get in and out of the positions. So she's got to be careful that Robertson doesn't spin on her. And it's a thing, I think if you're a girl and you have the advantage of being able to train with other girls as opposed to just training with guys, even though guys are stronger, etc. But girls move differently, they just move differently. There's different moves that work better on men than women and women than men. So it's very interesting. That's one of the things I like watching when I watch it. A lot of ground and pound being landed here by Maverick as Robertson is in the deep half. I don't even know if she has the deep half. I can't see it from this angle. Yes, she does have the deep half. She's looking for the old school sweep here. And I don't know that she's going to be able to get it. Maverick seems to have really good balance. Seems to have like a short, very compact center of gravity. So I think it's going to be hard for Robertson to be able to move her from there. And there's 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in this round. Robertson has to get up from there. Yeah, she has to get up. She cannot stay in that position. Maverick's looking for some sort of front headlock. I can't see the angle correctly because I'm sort of seeing only from this edge, but she's landing some nice knees to the ribs of Robertson, and those things hurt, especially when you're gassed and towards the end of the fight. Deep underhook by Robertson, but Maverick, now she's in the full guard, and Maverick is landing some good ground and pound. She's looking for an armbar of sorts, is Robertson. I think Maverick is a little too savvy for that, and both girls are slippery. She has sunk in this armbar. I don't think it's deep enough. No, it's not deep enough. There's a separation with her chest and her opponent's arm. And so Maverick is already knows this, but she's looking for a sweep. Now the armbar looks deeper. The elbow's not out. Maverick's elbow's not out here. Her elbow's not out yet. Robertson's got it in. Is out. Elbow's out. There's no armbar left. She's got kind of a reverse mount, does Maverick. She could go for a leg lock here, but she's stopping. When she's lifting that leg, she's stopping Robertson being able to move effectively. Now she may go for, I don't know if she's going to go for this leg lock. There's 1 minute and 40 seconds left. Yeah. Now Robertson looks like to get up and take the back. She has got her behind, and now she's looking for the far side. She's got one hook in. She's looking to get both hooks in. There's 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. This is a very interesting fight at this stage. Is she going to be able to get this other underhook, or is she going to lose position? She's going to lose this position. Maverick did a fantastic job. The scramble was a little late from Robertson. I think she is pretty tired, but she's going to get this sweep. I think she might get this sweep, but the girls are so flexible. I saw the knees bend and they still keep going. That's why I find it fascinating when I watch it. 58 seconds to go. Maverick asks her to stand up and Robertson accepts that. Maverick keeps coming forward. The hands are definitely tidier from Maverick. And Maverick is looking for a blast double again up against the cages. 45 seconds to go. Robertson does try and put her shields up, but she lands an elbow, but in doing so loses her balance and allows Maverick to get the takedown. Maverick has gotten the takedown. Robertson is going for a Hail Mary guillotine, which she's not going to get. The only way she could do anything with that is if she was able to close some sort of DAS. But Maverick is too clever for this, and she's got the good head position. The shoulder pressure from there is not going to allow Robertson to move or to get a guillotine from there. You can just put your shoulder down into that, and it's very hard. So if you get guillotined on this side, like say, for example, this shoulder's free and I'm being guillotined on my head is on this side of your body. If I put shoulder pressure down with the free shoulder into the other person's body, I'm going to be able to get out of the guillotine. And that's the game. And I believe the Maverick won. Let me see what we got here. Jack Wood says, hey, how's it going? Man, it's going really well, man. Joseph Robertson is absolutely gassed after that round. Yes, sir. Chris K says, Ngannou will win by DQ and Stipe knees him on the ground. Could be. Najib says, stop ducking me, casual. Okay. Martovi, my internet is struggling to keep up with everything. Just listen, man. Listen to me and I'll take you to the promised land. Malu Pokiz says, you look like Vin Diesel. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Thank you, I suppose. James Adjustment says, Fab Petrol, Fab Unleaded. Stipe will win, could be, maybe gaming. 2020, Shazam says, it's 2020, Fab. Can't be saying there are differences between the ladies and the gentlemen. Well, there are, my friend. There are differences in 2020 and in 1992 and in 1543. Do you like listening to fight commentary when you're not doing it yourself? It depends, man. It depends. Like, I don't listen to it like da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But if I'm watching some fights, I'll put the commentary on if the commentary is good, because some of the commentators are really, really knowledgeable. They understand the fight game, you know, and I enjoy listening to good commentary. Yeah, I do. I like listening to good interactive commentary, conversation that flows between like the commentators themselves, and they're knowledgeable of the fight game and they got interesting stories and that. I like that. I don't like listening to over the top stuff, and if it becomes too company driven, then I'm like I know what I'm watching. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard. Like it's like I don't know which pill it was in the Matrix. You know, I've taken that pill, so I know the truth. So it's very hard to I can't. It's hard for me to buy the bullshit. You know. So Maverick could have got that knee bar when she was in the reverse mount. Yeah, but there was still 1 minute 20 seconds to go, and she could have given up the position, and that would have made things a little bit difficult. Randy B, do you coach? I did coach. I coached for a long time, and at the moment now, yeah, I'm working with a few guys at the moment, and you'll probably hear about them in the next couple of years for sure. Johnson Street, Francis by accidental submission from laying on top of Stipe in mount. One flu choke. Don't think so. Who do you think will win, Stipe or Ngannou, and what round? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think if Francis could win it early, could hit Stipe, of course, and or Stipe could hit him and knock him out, or Stipe could win a decision. Anything like that. Joseph, coach, top 5 movies and any recommendations on any genre. Um, I don't know, man. I don't. I like. Does it have to be movies? If not, I'll give you a series. I like The Wire. I think that's a really good series. Lahane, something like that. You pronounce it Lahaine. It's a French film. I like that film. I watched it when I was a kid. Braveheart was a good film, eh? Like I like that. This is a Black Balloon. Is a Black Balloon? Let me check this. Um, let me just make sure that if it's that one because you're asking me. Yeah, Black Balloon is a great film. Watch that film. The Castle's a great film. There's a few Australian films. There's some Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels is good. Yeah. Um, Punch is scoring a lot better than grappling tonight. Yeah, I think that Maverick won that fight though. Clear. Beetlejuice, hey Fab, hope you're well. I'm on the toilet. I ate Mexican last night at Gladesville and she's burning. Well, good luck to you, sir. Good luck. Is there any good Mexican? What Mexican restaurant did you go to? I'm curious because I'm always trying to find good Mexican, and it's hit and miss in Sydney. I will say that. I think Sydney has amazing, amazing Asian food in comparison to a lot of places. Say the US, I think Asian food's better in Sydney. Me personally, um, but the Latin American food and Mexican food way better in the US. That's one of the things when I'm in the US. That's all I eat is just like Caribbean food, Latin American food, Mexican food, which Mexico is part of Latin America, and a lot of the Caribbean is Latin American as well. But I get to eat that kind of food a lot when I go to the US. I just try and eat that in southern food, like food from the United States South. I really, really like that. That's all I eat when I'm in the US because I don't get to eat it over here. Martovi says, sorry, Fab, I won't be able to watch the fights, your commentary. My internet has been horrendous lately, so I'm going to crash by a friend's place and watch it there. Good luck, Martovi. Good luck, brother. Thank you so much. Beetlejuice, do I like chili in my food? No, I do. I do. First and foremost, I do, but I have like IBS and that messes me up, man. It bloats me a lot, the chili, and it just makes me feel sick. But other than that, I really, really, really enjoy the chili very much. Craig Jones versus Gabby. Is that an actual thing? Joseph, you had us on the wire, coach. Yeah, that's good, eh? Jack Wood, Sean O'Malley about to get towed. Um, Possibly, mate. I don't know, man, because Almeida has had problems with guys that have good reach that keep him on the outside, and make him eat with it, make make him bite on their feints. But having said that, one of the things that Almeida does like is a good low kick. Do I take a drink, Fab? Says Lewis Connolly. No, I don't drink alcohol. James the Juiceman. I like it here, but there's nobody my age. I'm mid-20s and everyone leaves the island when they finish high school. So in that aspect, social life is quiet. Ah, okay, okay. James the Juiceman, Guzman versus Guzman and Gomez. My this Pip Dennison, his brother-in-law, is a guy that started Guzman and Gomez. Interesting thing. I've met the guy actually. I met him once. Beetlejuice, Dos Senoritos, Gladesville. Great portions, great quality, really good stuff. I'll take you there one day. My treat. Well, sir. Well, now this is starting to get interesting. Beetlejuice, Pip Dennison, unacknowledged. Clayton C. I hope so. Pip Dennison, agree. Guzman and Gomez. Ben Gallagher here. Hey, Fab. I'm going to assume you're saying the show. Ben Gallagher, Ashcroft High School, circa mid to late 90s. Nothing soft comes out of the croft. I'll be back in a second, guys. I'm going to refill my water. can't hear, baby. We are back, people. We are back. Thomas Almeida walking in, looking very determined, a very exciting young fighter. He's Thomas Almeida, so I'm really excited to watch him. Love your fab, says Ben Gallagher. Right back at you, sir. BZ says hello. Hello to you, sir. Rick James says hi, Fab and everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm a bit late today, but just in time for the interesting fights. Yes, sir. Although Mullarkey got a big win, man, I'm super happy for Mullarkey. Shazam, man, I'm glad Fab does these. Thank you, man. I'm glad I do them too, and I'm glad you guys watch, and I have a fantastic time doing it with you guys. Matt says, watching the fight in your underwear like all of us, I see. Almost, mate, almost. But I will tell you this. These are board shorts, but I have done this show in my underwear before. Windy City says, you look like a Vin Diesel ripoff. Oh my God. Jack Wood, it's good time to remind people to stay hydrated. 1,000 billion%. And Shazam says, this should be great. Dude, this will be a bum burner, I believe. And I look for Thomas Almeida to kick the shit out of Sean's legs. I'm not saying that he'll be necessarily 100% successful kicking his legs, but that is definitely what he's going to try and do, is kick the shit out of the legs, I think. And Thomas Almeida comes in with some nice elbows, some nice right hands, but he has been caught a few times himself. So let's see if he's able to make it work. I think that he came in with a lot of hype behind him out of Brazil, and he was one of those guys that, for whatever reason, didn't really kick it off. O'Malley's a minus 335 favorite. Almeida's a plus 250 underdog. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder if Almeida's going to throw these low kicks. I mean, Sean has definitely shown that he's susceptible to them. I'm not saying that that in and of itself is going to be the end all be all, but he has shown that he's susceptible to it. The big toe to the calf to peroneal nerve is the new meta, says Sasank. It could well be. It could well be. Sugar Sean O'Malley's making his walkout now. Looking very cool, calm, and collected is Sean. Interesting. Matt says if he doesn't attempt calf kicks, that would be a big mistake. I agree. I'm assuming he's going to kick his legs. Absolutely. Base says some fighters have glass chins. Sean has glass ankles. Man, as somebody myself who has reoccurring ankle injuries, it's a bitch. My right ankle rolls a fair bit on me. Not as much as this guy, but a fair bit. Jack Wood, I'm happy for either fighter to win here. They're both very exciting to watch. Yeah, they are. They are. Johnston Street says, on paper, it looks like a tee up for O'Malley, but no easy fights in the UFC, baby. It could look easy, but Thomas Almeida is not an easy fight. Not an easy fight. Very aggressive, hits hard. You know, he's good. The Hungarian hustler, Rick James, hello to you, brother. Windy City says, who are you going for in the main event? Not really going for anyone. I kind of like Stipe. I've always liked Stipe. I've met Stipe. He's a good guy. So maybe Stipe, like probably Stipe, like in that regard. But I'm not like, I've never met Francis, so I don't know. I don't know him at all. So I have a little bit more of an affinity, if you will, towards Stipe, and I definitely like the way he fights. But I want to see, I want to see Francis as well, just for the fucking wow factor. Mark Wallace says, thanks for the commentary again. So thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for supporting, man. MNTP Lena Wadani. I don't know what that means. Randy says, hi at Rick James. Happy Sunday. Cecilia says, who is the most underrated fighter on the UFC right now, in your opinion? Ooh, I don't know, man. There's so many good fighters out there, man. There's so many good fighters. I don't know. I don't know who's the most underrated fighter, but And you know who it is? Is like anyone who takes a couple of losses, people then write him off. You know, like we forget that the guy was a very, very good fighter. Sean O'Malley is significantly taller with longer reach than Almeida. Um, yeah, absolutely. Based, I agree with you. He kind of never really got that rhythm after Gabrandt beat him, and that's the thing, man. Sometimes you're coming up, and your first fight in the UFC could be against the guy who's going to beat. I'm not saying Gabrandt was, but I'm saying your first fight in the UFC could be the best guy that is ever going to fight. You know what I mean? The best fighter of all time. You catch him, you both debut at the same time. You know what I mean? And he beats the fuck out of you, and then you go one way and he goes another. So that's a big one. Um, where's everyone listening from? I'm Morton Bay is in the house. Okay, Illawarra, mate. James Adjustment says, "Can you harden all your bones like fighters harden their shins?" Yeah, like I mean, you will get greater bone density in that in your hands and all of that from. Yes, you will condition your bones, but even the hardening of the shins, what people don't understand is like generally those guys with really hard shins, it's not just that they condition their shins, it's that they're also the end product of a thousand other guys that didn't have as hard shins as them. We're off. O'Malley very aggressive right at the start, looking for a 1-2 down the middle. He's in the southpaw stance, and Almeida's in the orthodox stance. O'Malley goes looking for a calf kick himself, looking very aggressive from the start. Front kicks down the middle from O'Malley. O'Malley switches back to orthodox, and now he's in the southpaw stance once again. Goes looking for an oblique kick to Almeida's knees. Almeida's looking to come inside and throw that right hand when he slips inside the jab of O'Malley, or the lead left hand rather of O'Malley. I do believe he'll try and slip inside that lead left hand of O'Malley and throw the right elbow or the right punch over the top. O'Malley has very, very good distance control here. Good feints, good movement by O'Malley. Switches back to orthodox now, does O'Malley. Feints again. Seems to have settled down a bit, though, from both guys. Ooh! They exchange calf kicks with O'Malley getting the better out of the two exchanges. Front kick down the middle by O'Malley. O'Malley with a feint from the southpaw stance. A nice feint from O'Malley. Almeida being very, very. He was able to keep it all together, you know, through the feints and everything. And the fight settled down a little bit. There's 3:42 left to go in the first round. He goes looking for a right and a left as Almeida, but O'Malley slides out of the way, throws a lead left hand down the middle. O'Malley moving left and right. Ooh, nice spinning back kick to the liver, and I believe that hurt Almeida. Sean very composed. Oh, left hook just misses by Almeida. That was a big left hook. Sean landing some combinations there, looking very, very good. Almeida goes looking for another calf kick. Misses. Almeida in the southpaw stance. Almeida was starting to slowly keep him up against the cage, creating a little bit of pressure. Ooh, another body shot. This was a good body shot landed by O'Malley. Looks for the lead left hand down the middle, does O'Malley. They exchange in the clinch. Nice knee up the middle by Sugar Sean. Calf kick landed by Sean. Front kick down the middle by Sean. In the southpaw stance now, O'Malley. Almeida slips a little bit on the thing. Inside leg kick by Almeida. Oh, shit. Huge shot by Sean. Huge 2 shots and a walk-off KO. No. Spinning back kick by Sean. He's definitely hurt Almeida. Big shots landed. Big shots landed by Sean. Oh, right hand landed by Sean. Went to walk off. Another spinning back kick by Sean. Oh, lead left hand landed by Sean in the retreat. He's got Almeida badly hurt. Almeida goes looking for a takedown, doesn't get it. Sean fakes it. Ooh, fakes a spinning back kick. Goes looking for a knee down the middle. I think he may have rolled his ankle there. Front kick down the middle by O'Malley. Big shot. Almeida has survived this. I don't know how, but he is walking through a fog right now. I can assure you of that, ladies and gentlemen. Leg kick landed by Almeida. Front kick down the middle by Sugar Sean O'Malley. 1 minute to go. Almeida's in all sorts of trouble here. Spinning back kick, swing and a miss by Sugar Sean. Almeida, if he can survive this round, might look different in the. I don't know. I thought that I saw Sean honestly kind of. I think he's rolled his ankle, dude. I think he has rolled his ankle. Not bad like before, but I do see his movements a little bit different. If Almeida can just survive this round, clear his head a little bit. The movement in Sean is not the same. Fucking hell, he took a massive shot again. Another big right kick to the head. Spinning back kick by Sugar Sean O'Malley comes looking for that lead left hand down the middle. Oh, he's got nice check hooks. Does Sean O'Malley, but gets hit with the right hand by Almeida himself. And gets out of the way using great movement is O'Malley. 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Man, that fight, that's the first round. That fight looks like it should have been finished, but Sugar Sean did not get on top of him and finish, didn't jump on him when he had the opportunity, but he had Almeida 98% of the way out. But Almeida has shown tremendous heart and fighting ability, and he stayed in there. Very, very tough, durable guy. But he's very hurt. Very, very, very hurt. That left kick down the middle is money. That front kick down the middle. Spinning. Oh, that liver shot hurt. Nice calf kick by Sugar Sean O'Malley. Nice vocabulary of strikes. That kick, boom, that left hand. So because he's been firing that lead left hand down the middle. Oh, big shots landed. But Almeida survived it, man. Credit to him. He survived it. But he did survive it. It wasn't like he was out or anything like that. He did survive it. But shit, that was a big shots he took. My God. He throws that lead left, right? And when he throws the lead left, Almeida keeps dodging to the outside of that. And then that's when he was able to throw that left high kick straight after it. It's similar to how Rob throws the right hand and then the right high kick. O'Malley does it kind of like that when he throws that lead left, when he threw that lead left hand and then threw the left roundhouse kick to the body. Ooh. Nice combinations. Got such nice fluid boxing, does O'Malley. And his kicks come out of all different chambers. Oh, nice calf kick. Front kick down the middle. Got his hands low in the southpaw stance, O'Malley. Now he's gone to orthodox. Both men in orthodox stance. Goes looking for a spinning kick. Does Sean O'Malley. Almeida creeping forward. Sean very relaxed, very elusive. Big leg kick landed by Almeida, dropping Sean O'Malley. Sean looking at giving him feints, different looks. Oh, ducks again in the same way. Ducked again in the same way. I believe the left roundhouse kick is going to come after he fakes a lead left hand, O'Malley, from this southpaw stance. It is not lost on him that Almeida keeps slipping to the outside of that lead left hand, which is not wrong. But in MMA or kickboxing, you still have the roundhouse kick that's going to come after it if you keep dipping that way. Those oblique kicks are hurting Almeida. The problem is when there's so much vocabulary strikes, they're coming from everywhere, and he's biting on all the feints. Is Almeida. He's ate a lot of these oblique kicks. Oh, nice lead left hand. Another lead left hand landed by O'Malley. And he goes looking for the roundhouse kick. Another leg kick landed by Almeida. 1-2 landed by Sean O'Malley. Front kick down the middle by Sean. Another front kick down the middle by Sean. But Almeida's not going away. He's not going away. He just keeps coming forward. Sean with his hands low, moving in and out, angling off, doing a very, very good job. Goes looking for a high kick, does Sean O'Malley. This is very interesting movement from both guys. Sean very, very confident. But Almeida staying in there, very tough. Goes looking for a right hand, glances off Sean O'Malley's head. But Sean was moving out of the way already after creating a good angle. Good feints there by Sean. Right hand over the top by Almeida. Doesn't connect. Almeida in the orthodox stance. Switches to southpaw momentarily, then back to orthodox. The thing is with O'Malley, he's just giving him so many different looks, just so many different looks. It's very, 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 very interesting. I could have sworn, though, that in the first round, I kind of saw Sean roll his ankle a little bit. Not massive, but like a tiny bit. Comes forward with the combination there, looking for these shots, is Sean O'Malley. That lead hand has been money all night for him, as well as those front kicks. Oh, the exchange and an inside leg kick landed by Almeida in that exchange. O'Malley looks so dangerous with those oblique kicks. Those feints have been great for O'Malley, and Thomas Almeida has been biting on him. Oh, he goes looking. Oh, he got hit with a right hand from the top. Almeida did land some nice little ground and pound there. O'Malley's kicking from the bottom. Almeida's looking for another angle again to land another shot. Good defense by Sean. He's doing a good job of keeping his legs between him and Almeida. Almeida lands another kick to the legs there. Good situation here for Almeida to just land some kicks to the legs, but he didn't. And that round is all Sean. So both rounds, in my opinion, are to Sean, with the first one probably being a 10-8, in my opinion. This is just me. I'm going to probably skip a few people. Sorry about that. So I apologize for skipping some of the guys, but I will be skipping because, I mean, we're watching the fights. Beetlejuice, from one trainer assessor to another, who are the best and worst students to deal with? Man, it's funny. Hey, that's such a funny question. It's hard, man, because they come in all shapes and sizes, man. But I find, sorry, man, I'm stuck on this fight. So this is the third round. This is going to get interesting. Like, I believe that the fight's Sean's to lose. Like, he's won both rounds comfortably. They touch gloves in the middle. Sean's in the southpaw stance. Looks for the oblique kick again. Good feints by Sean. Nice feints. Really, really nice feints. But Almeida has stayed composed he's taken quite a beating, and he stayed composed throughout the whole thing. So I'm really, really impressed by him in that regard, in that regard. Goes looking for another calf kick again, he lands a huge calf kick, does Sean O'Malley. Almost forcing Almeida to switch stances. Nice jab landed by Sean. There is something in his stance now, though. It's a little bit gingery, the way he's kind of standing, and at times, Sean. Oh, that oblique kick really hurt him. Hands are low from Sean. Almeida goes looking for a kick to the body. Another oblique kick by Sean. Sean in the southpaw stance. Nice check hook by Sean. He goes looking for a calf kick himself. They both miss on the calf kicks. Nice jab by Sean. 1-2 by Sean. Ooh, another spinning back kick to the body by Sean. Goes up high with the left hand. Oh, nice rip and with his left hand, Almeida. 1-2 landed by Sean O'Malley. Then he misses. Left hook landed by Almeida. Front kick to the body. 3 minutes to go. Almeida just won't go away, and he's taken some shots, man. He's taken some shots. Goes looking for a right hand, does Almeida, but misses by a fair whack. He just can't get close enough to be able to execute proper kicks, and Sean is able to get out of the way. They clinch. Sean throws a knee to the body. Almeida keeps coming forward. Nice fight, this fight. I think Almeida is somewhat outclassed, but he's staying in there and fighting hard. So he's doing a very, very good job of doing the best he can, you know. No one can doubt his heart, and no one can doubt that he will fight to the end, and he has. And he's continuing to try, and he's still in the fight if Sean's not careful. Swing and a miss with a right and a left by Almeida. He gets hit with another lead hand by Sean. Lead hand by Sean once again. Goes looking for another lead hand. Almeida looking to take his head off the center line. But he could dip into a kick when he does that. Goes looking for a front kick of his own, does Almeida. Sean drops his hands. Nice. Almeida looking to come in with a kind of peekaboo style, looking for a left hook from the bottom. Lands a leg kick of his own. There's 2 minutes to go. Gets hit with a right hand by Sean, and Almeida just keeps crawling forward. Sean doing great lateral movement to get off the cage. Doing a fantastic job. Great ring generalship by Sean. Looks again for an oblique kick, does Sean. Hits Almeida with the lead left hand. Hits him with a nice jab from the southpaw stance. Almeida looking to come forward. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. Sean is winning this fight comfortably. Almeida with a swing and a miss and a spinning back kick. Sean with a little bit of showboating does it himself. Goes looking for a combination on Almeida. Front kick down the middle. He throws Almeida to the ground. I think Almeida's in a lot of trouble. And he finishes Almeida with a huge right hand on the ground. Huge right hand. Almeida's in all sorts of trouble. And Sean doing some sort of dance or something. Huge right hand. Finished him. Huge right hand on the ground. Fought very hard, did Almeida. Fought really hard. Roy C says, "Hey Fab, always look forward to hearing your insights during the fights." Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Sorry, Beetlejuice, I won't be able to answer that one because one, it's a long one, but I have to have a look at this. Yeah, it was definitely Tommy. It was definitely a good night for Almeida, not Almeida, O'Malley. I want to see what he finished with him. He stomped the shit out of that lead leg of Almeida's. I don't know what he caught him with there when he kind of wrestled him to the ground. I don't know what he caught him with. He caught him with something. Sorry guys, I'm going to skip a few things here. Let me see. Okay. Matthew Rake, always great to hear your play-by-play. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that, and I appreciate the support so very much from everyone. You know, and I love doing the channel, and I love people watching. I love having the ability and the chance to be able to hang out with you guys and watch fights and just chill out. Marry me, Matty. This is James Adjustment. Matthew Rake, this is all happening so fast. We barely know each other, but damn it, I didn't get what I am playing it safe. Let's do it. I'll be an open and long distance relationship. Yes, sir. GG. I hope start coming together for Almeida. He's on a skid right now, but he's a young guy, right? He is, man, but he took a huge, huge beating in this fight. Huge beating. Let me see this. Yeah, a lead left hand again. It was a counter left hand, in fairness. Hit him with a huge counter left hand. He went to do the walk off again, 2 walk offs in a one fight, and then he came back and hit him with the right hand. So that counter left hand, the lead left hand, that was money for him today. Another 50K. Yeah, I think so. Hey, that was a good one. Matthew Rake, he's a good fighter, just needs to put it together in the octagon. Agreed. Absolute base. That was a ground and pound equivalent of a curb stomp. Brutal. It was pretty bad. Yeah, I'm interested in the next fight as well, Matthew Rake, to see Woodley versus Luque, actually. I just think it's a good matchup between the two of them. And, yeah, so we'll see what happens. I think that this next fight will be very, very interesting. Almeida took a huge beating, man. He took an absolutely huge beating. Got hit with a massive counter left hand there. Huge one. And O'Malley was able to just drag him to the floor there afterwards. And O'Malley went to do another walk-off, and the ref didn't stop it. I think in that one there, they should have stopped that. You know, with that lead left hand that he copped then, I think that the second one, they should have stopped that. They should have just stopped it there and then. Because the other thing is Almeida, man, even if he could have survived it, how bad he took that lead left hand and it dropped him, you know what I mean? There was a minute to go, like, fuck, stop the fight. James Adjustment, do I have a favorite ref? No, I just think it's real hard. It's just a really hard job, reffing and judging. I don't put my hand up to do either one of them, man. It's not for me. It's hard, man. Anyone that criticizes refs and judges and that, go ref an under 16s basketball game in a decently high pressure situation, and you'll have a greater respect for what they do. You know, it's not easy. GG, should the corner have thrown in the towel? No, I don't think the corner should have thrown in the towel, because up until that point, he was still coming forward and trying. He was taking a beating, but he was coming forward and trying. And then that happened really quick at that point. That happened really cool. I thought Machine Gun Kelly looks like what's his name? And so does this guy. I don't know anyone, I don't know who any of these. Travis Barker and Machine Gun Kelly look like Sugar Sean O'Malley. See, I don't know who any of these celebrities are or anything like this. I don't know any of it. You know? The Alcast says, I hope Sugar gets a quick turnaround to keep up this momentum. Put him on a card in June. Interesting. Matthew Rake, I feel like O'Malley's legs are like Johnny Walker's chin. He can put people out, but there's his obvious Achilles heel that the right fighters can take advantage of. Could be. David Morris, Fab, I have a friend who I think would enjoy and benefit from jiu-jitsu. However, she's an attractive woman and I worry about her being responsible for guys creeping on her. Thoughts? There's ladies classes that that she can do. You know what I mean? David Morris, why don't you learn jiu-jitsu and you teach her? That's one of the things that I would suggest. Why don't you learn jiu-jitsu and then you can teach her, and then the only guy that's going to creep on your attractive friend is you. That's a suggestion, right? But there's women's classes, man. There's like heaps of gyms that have women's classes, you know. The other thing she could do is learn jiu-jitsu like from a girl, like just pick a good girl, like a blue belt or a purple belt that you know, and let her learn jiu-jitsu or wrestling from that person, you know, just pay for private classes. Yeah, Almeida is no joke, but 4 of his last 5 fights were losses with 2 KOs, now 3 KOs in 5 or 6 losses, hasn't won a fight in 5 years, real tough skid to come back from. Yeah, man, I feel for him. And that's what I mean. There's a lot of good guys like out there, you know, like say, for example, say Sean O'Malley, instead of getting Almeida this fight, had gotten a guy that's on a run, on a momentum, then it'd be 2 in a row for O'Malley. Do you get what I mean? So who you draw and who you get it matters a lot as well. David Morris, I'm a 40-year-old one stripe. There's nothing wrong with being a 40-year-old one stripe. You can teach people stuff. You and her could drill, right? And I mean this in the athletic sense. You and her could drill moves that she won't know. If she's an absolute beginner and you teach the basic stuff that you know, you guys can have a roll together, have a laugh, go out and have some ceviche afterwards, watch a movie. I recommend The Black Balloon, then go for a walk along the beach or the Esplanade and discuss, world politics and the possibilities of an afterlife. That's my go-to for you. But yeah, man, I would do that. I would either you train with her or go and do she can do women's classes, and there's heaps of places that have like women's classes, or just find a girl that's a good grappler, and depending on where you are, yeah, do what you do. Fab, David, go learn BJJ so you can creep on ladies. Verbatim. No. I said so you can creep on her, not on ladies. Lewis Connolly, True Johnson. I'll not be surprised if he's cut. Put it that way. Had money on O'Malley, TKO, but surprised how easy it was and how good he was. Yes, sir. Gigi, Fab, you and her could drill. Verbatim. I did say that. But you're taking it out of context. Anything says ramen and Grange equals excellent Saturday night. Glad you liked it, Jack Wood. Hello, Fab and folks from Athos Star. Hello, right back at you, sir. Absolutely based. Wingman Fab. Hey, dude, I am a good wingman. I was 1998 through 2007 Australian Wingman of the Year. I am a good wingman. I'm not one of those fuckwit guys, mate, which I really, really detest. Those people that don't get that, like, don't be a dickhead, fucking stay out of it. I'm not one of those guys. I am a brilliant wingman. David Morris, thanks, Fab. My wife will love this plan. I'll suggest the women's classes. My school doesn't have them currently. Oh, I see. Well, you're married. You didn't say. You should have started this off with you're married. If you started this off with you're married, then the whole conversation would have been different. Okay, so if it's not for your wife, then I take it. Yeah, just go with women's classes or find a girl. But this is the reality. You could find a young blue belt or something it's not going to cost a lot for her to run some private classes because they want to get on the mats as much as possible. Blue belts are great for that kind of thing. And just do some private classes with your friend. The first Australian, the Liberal Party of Australia approves of Fab's message about creeping. James Juiceman Raverstein, are there classes where you learn and at the same time are taught how to teach? I think if you do enough classes, you start to learn. You start to kind of mirror how people teach, and how to teach is a real broad kind of thing, because you can learn to teach poorly too. Joseph, damn, I left the room for a sec and came where are you? Okay, and came back hearing coach giving dating advice. And wait, I'm trying to find where you are. Oh, man of many hats. I wasn't giving dating advice, man. I wasn't giving dating advice. I was just saying that if he wanted to do the jiu-jitsu and he had a female friend and he was concerned about people creeping on her, then that's what he should do. James Juiceman, is this not David Morrison, TAFE Extraordinaire, or am I mixing him up? Nah, David Roberts is Dave Roberts, TAFE Extraordinaire. Johnson Street, yeah, man, Almeida had to fight Cody in 2016. Rob Font and Jimmy Rivera, his losses make sense when you look at just how stacked the bantamweight is. Yes, sir. Yes. That's what I mean. Like, sometimes you just get the wrong people, man. You just get lined up with the wrong people and you're fucked. Same as in a team sport. Like, sometimes, like, you, instead of playing, you were sick or you were injured, you missed out on 2 or 3 games. A guy, your understudy got in, he played a great game, or he didn't even play that great of a game. He just scored a couple of tries or a couple of goals because he was there that day. It was just the way it happened. Then you can't get him out of the team. Shazam says, "I hope Luque brings a dog out of Woodley." I would like to see. Look, man, don't write Woodley off. That's all I got to say. Don't write him off. Interesting fight, this one. Do I see Woodley fighting his way through the cavalcade of animals, which is the lightweight division? No. Matthew Rake says, no easy times in bantamweight all the way up to welterweight for almost anyone on the roster anymore. Now, all those divisions, I think bantamweight through to welterweight are pretty insane, pretty stacked at the moment, to be honest with you. Really, really stacked with some serious, serious talent. You know, I think middleweight has kind of got like same guys there kind of thing, but welterweight and bantamweight and lightweight just always have killers, like new guys just coming in, like blah blah. But that makes sense because that's where most human beings are in weight, you know. Whereas the middleweight guys, like these guys are walking up. If they weren't training and they could eat whatever they wanted and just did some weights and walked the dog a couple, they'd be well over 100 kilos, all of them. So yeah, that's not where most people sit. I think Woodley throws a mega huge overhand right that lands this fight. He knows he can't just wait on these slow losing decisions anymore. Johnston Street. Yes, I agree with you, but Luque is quite an accomplished striker in his own right. Gibson Ayo says, what did I miss? Some good fights, sir. Some good fights. Sean O'Malley put on a good fight, as did Mullarkey. Mullarkey did a great job. Noor Ahmed says, I promised myself I wouldn't watch another Woodley fight. Nah, man, Woodley's good, man. Don't be like that. Ape King 408 says, send link. If look, man, I don't want to block people, but if you ask for links or put up links or you fight a bash too much, if you fight a bash or you're insulting to me or to anyone else that's on the chat, I will block you because we have a great situation here. We have a great community. We have, great interactions. So let's not ruin it by being the drunk uncle at the party. Hi, when does the main fight event start? Serial Killer. It starts in about, well, this fight will finish and then it'll be the main fight. Matthew Rake says, I do have a weird feeling Luke is going to rely on his chin for some reason, which isn't a good idea for anyone with Tyron throwing at him. I don't know why I feel that way. Don't know why you feel that way either. But it's important that we delve into it and try and work it out. James the Juiceman Ravestein says, the term counter striker, what's the opposite called? Attacking striker. And do you have a preference? Like, what would you suggest a fighter lean to being or the other? I mean, if you're an aggressive, like, come forward kind of fighter, then it depends because different people have different body types, different styles, different ways that they see the fight, all of these things, like your neural pathways. Like, people talk about genetics and everything. They just say, oh, he can jump high, he's got big shoulders. No, like how you're wired is your genetics as well. How you see things, how you like when some people can just draw and they draw awesome, and then you draw and it looks like shit. Like the way they're wired matters a lot. So as far as you being a counter striker or more of a striker coming forward, so to speak, like a lot of that just depends on you. So I wouldn't say someone should be one or the other, but then you hone different skills of the whole thing as well. A lot of that depends on your coaches, what skills you have, who your opponents have been, like growing up. Like if you've always had to kind of fight on the back foot, then you're probably going to develop more of a counter striking kind of background. We're off, people. Woodley comes in straight away, throws a right hand over the top, double underhooks on Vicente Luque. He's got the double underhooks, looking to take Vicente down. He's in deep. He's very aggressive, is Woodley, but he's got to be careful not to blow his load. Now Vicente has turned him into the cage. He's got the better head position, does Vicente. He's got the good positioning down now, Vicente Luque. foot stomps by Vicente Luque. 4:24 to go in this first round. A lot of cage work now happening here by Vicente Luque on Woodley. And this is the problem, see, because Woodley tried to do this to Vicente, and now Vicente is doing it to him. And it's hard. I get the frustration with Woodley because it's hard to see a guy that's built like him, that is an amazing wrestler, get held up against the cage by essentially strikers or a striker in this scenario. And this is where Woodley wanted the fight. Okay, now Woodley's got him back up against the cage now. And he's got a nice little body lock, but Vicente's able to get out of it. Now the open mat fight starts. He goes massive right hand by... See, Woodley throws a massive right hand and then jumps straight out of the pocket. But doesn't cut an angle after it. Goes looking for a double leg himself. I think he's going to gas himself in this fight if he can't get Vicente out of this early. Because these things that he's doing requires huge amounts of muscle, huge amounts of explosion, huge amounts of ATP, CP. And he's not having a chance to recover. A bit of a slip there by Woodley. This is an extremely tiring kind of fight. I believe that at 8 minutes, if Woodley can't get him out of there at about 8 minutes, Luque is going to take over pretty badly, I think. He's landing good shots to the body, exactly the same way that Usman was landing. He's landing them there to the spleen. And Woodley's trying to defend him with his legs, but enough are getting through. And now some knee strikes landing from Luque. These body shots really, really will hurt Woodley after a while. Woodley now putting Vicente up against the cage. But again, now Luque with the double underhooks on Woodley. Woodley pummels his way in, separates, goes looking for the right hand over the top, partially lands it on Luque, partially lands it. He's got a lot of power, does Woodley. Vicente has to get out of these first 8 minutes. Oh, right hand landed by Luque on Woodley. Right, and knee down the middle. Oh, another left hand landed by Luque. Woodley's on roller skates. Big right hand landed by Luque. Another one. The referee's going to call this off. Tie clinch by Vicente Luque. Woodley's trying to keep himself in the fight. He throws a right hand over the top and lands it on Luque. Woodley lands it, gets hurt again. He's very, very hurt, Woodley. He's got a great chin, though. Oh, my God. Another 1-2 landed by Vicente Luque, and Woodley is in all sorts of trouble. Luque is looking for a Das. Woodley's in all sorts of trouble, but I think Woodley's not going to get dust. If he can drive himself kind of forward here, I think he might be all right. Now, Luque is looking to keep coming in towards him. This is a good position here for Luque. This is in so deep now. This is in deep. It's over. It's over. It's over. My God. My God. My God. It's bittersweet. I feel very, very happy for Vicente Luque, but I don't like, and now, I'm not saying he should retire or whatever, but I don't like seeing him fight anymore. I just don't like seeing him fight. He's a legend, you know what I mean? And he's someone that's done a lot of good things, and it just makes me sad now. Like, he doesn't, people watch this and they don't understand who he was at one point. As a fighter, I'm talking about. I don't know him as a man or anything. I met him a couple of times. Oh my God, he took so many shots. And I think, I don't know. Tommy LeBlanc says, good thing Woodley has a rap career. Buddy, don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Don't you say that. Don't you say that. Oh my God, that was in pretty deep. Some of those shots, man. I agree with you, Matthew Reg, to an extent. Like um, people do kind of stay the same though. This isn't the first. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk too much because I don't know him as a human being. I think I don't think that's like, yeah. I don't know that Woodley is going to get any better. You know what I mean? And so I don't know. He's done everything he's going to do in the sport. That's all I've got to say on that. But I'm very happy for Vicente Luque. He seems like such a good guy, such a good fighter. I've actually met him too in Vegas. Good guy. So good on him. Good on him. Jack Wood, you know what? It kind of looked like that. It kind of looked like he was throwing that big right hand, and if the right hand didn't land, he went for the blast double and kind of rinse repeat. You know, and he was much more. Even though it looked like that's what he did always, but he was more tactical in his approach at being able to do that, and he did that to very very good fighters. Mix those two things up, the right hand left hook kind of combination that he throws and the blast double, and he was able to do that. And he did that to some fantastic fighters, but it gets to a point where you're just not getting off the mark quite as quick as what you were. People watching you and they're training for what you do, and you start to get a bit older. Anthony Inquiry says that was a gunslinging showdown. Lived by the sword, died by the sword. Rick James, Luke has got a chin on his. That overhand right drops most welterweights. 1,000%. Yes, I agree with you as well. Some of those shots would have probably dropped somebody else. You know what I mean? Because he got hit like, man, right behind the ear. Then he hit Woodley a few good combinations, man. That was man. Wow. Johnson Street says, yeah, age slows down the speed and hampers your range management. Tyron had that on his side. He was an absolute machine. Great game plans. Yeah, that's the thing people don't understand. Like you slow down that like little tiny bit, like that, just that much, and you're not getting out of the way of shots that you would have got out of the way before, and you're not hitting guys the same way that you would have before. And there's a lot of factors to that. How many fights you've had, how much damage you've had, what the training's been like. Because what a lot of people don't understand is like people change camps and then they look good for a little while. And people, oh, da, 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 da. And GSP said this, and it's 100% right. It's important that you change and it's important that you make changes. It doesn't matter if it's real or not. It's just you have to believe it, you know. But what's really happening there is the changes. Like, let's say you're with a coach and the coach is telling you, jab, jab, and bring your hand back when you jab. And the coach has been telling you that for years, right? And you lose because of that or whatever reason. And you change coaches and you say, oh, those coaches were shit and blah, 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 blah. You believe that. You believe that this new coach is the right deal. This new coach tells you, hold your hand up. And you do. Because really, you should have been listening to that other coach. But the change happened not when you changed coaches. The change happened in you. You just couldn't admit that I need to do what this other guy's telling me. So you'll do all right for a while, but the real training happened with that original coach, And if you don't fix those things that made you not listen to him in the first place, you're going to keep doing it. And I think a lot of the times, like guys like Woodley, they did everything good. They did what they did right, and it now it's over. As far as like I said to you before, can he knock someone out? Yeah, if he hits you, he's going to knock you the fuck out. Like if he hits you, if he caught Luque flush on the chin, Vicente Luque would be, you'd count him 30. But he didn't. He didn't. And, that's what you have. But had he have knocked Vicente, it wouldn't make Woodley any better than what he is now. You know what I mean? And he doesn't have that timing anymore. He doesn't have that range management in the same way that he used to. The Hungarian Hustler says, Fab, I've stayed home to continue listening in. My missus is next to me, a little annoyed now. I've tried to tell her how good you are at commentary, but she's not into UFC unless it's Whitaker fighting. Well, shout out to Mrs. Hungarian Hustler. Thank you so much for listening. That's all I can say. Thank you. Matthew Ray, Kyle Graves, what he did to so many fighters. No hate on Woodley here at all. Just seems like the slowdown happened overnight. He's like an avocado. Wars will do that to you, though. Yeah, it could be a factor of a lot of things. It could be a factor of wars. He's not young either, dude. He'd be close to 40. You know, people don't get that. He's, you know, and he's taken some shots in his fights as well. Shazam, Woodley gets a lot of hate because he was chasing for the money fights, but people forget that Woodley fought everyone they put in front of him. I don't believe anyone can really, whoever that was and threw that combination, that was awful. Don't forget that Woodley, man, he did do really, really well as a champion. He absolutely did really well. Guys, sorry, but I'm going to have to advertise before this main event. And I know that some of you come on here just for the advertisement. So here goes. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about a very important topic, and that's a topic of weed whacking. Go to Manscaped, get 20% off, plus free shipping with the code FAB. And usually when we talk about plucking those nose hairs and doing trimming around the ears and whatnot, most of us are used to doing that with weapons such as this. While effective, they can be cumbersome. They can prove to be cumbersome. And everyone's personal favorite is also this beauty, something like this. Whilst very effective, it's also hard because sometimes you don't have the right extension cords and whatnot. So Manscaped has given us this, the Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker is skin safe. It has a replaceable head. It has high performance motor, so a premium 9,000 RPM motor powers. This is something that you would have probably seen in a World War II aeroplane prior to this. And unlike the hedge trimmer, it's cordless and rechargeable, so you can use it anywhere and you can take it with you. And it's really, really a pretty amazing product. It has a smart design. It's intelligently contoured design for you to be able to grip it easily, and it's not going to slip out of your hand, which is an amazing segue to the next part of it, which is that fact that it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower and whatnot. So this is a pretty amazing piece of machinery here for all of us that need it. And everyone needs it, because you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that has the nose hairs and the ear hairs sticking out. My dad used to take me to a barber in Liverpool, and ironically, this barber, it was an older guy, had the worst hairs coming out of his ears and the worst hairs coming out of his nose. And always, as a little kid, I used to always watch that. So I never wanted that myself. So please, Manscaped, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FAB. Thank you, people. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for sitting through that advertisement. I have to do the advertisement. Somebody actually asked for the advertisement for the link and whatnot. So thank you, guys. Matthew Rake, don't apologize. I need help with my body hair. I'm like a Yeti that watches YouTube. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you guys appreciate it. I'm glad that you guys were so patient to watch that. So thank you very much. First Australian, Woodley's steady decline reminds me of King Mo and Bellator. Elite during his time, but his fall from grace is concerning. Yeah, King Mo was a rough one to watch. And people don't understand, he was a monster, dude. Way, way higher level wrestler than Woodley. I think he was a better version of Woodley, to be honest with you, like skill-wise, you know, at his peak. But again, like I said, a lot of that requires reflexes and the guys that haven't fixed it, like they haven't come up with different tactics. Like Anderson Silva's game was based on reflexes, right? But on his rise, during his rise, he was also able to become a master. Can't say this word, tactician, a master tactician, and so he was able to mitigate the slowing down of his reflexes as he got older. And in fairness, he did test positive to performance-enhancing drugs a bunch of times. Let's not kid ourselves here. But which makes you younger. Look, that's the fucking end result of it. Extra testosterone in your body, you are basically a younger man with the mind of an older guy, which would fucking benefit anyone. So, but he was able to use different tactics. He was able to develop different tactics, same as Randy Couture, like all these guys that also popped fucking. They popped for steroids. They want testosterone replacement therapy. They let's not kid ourselves. They were able to fight much later into their careers. But that's I can't sit there like, people go, but so and so fought to whatever age, and you're like, dude, he fought to whatever age, but he tested positive. Doesn't matter why or how, whatever, he tested positive. Anthony Inquiry, there's a different types of fighters that approach this game: the athlete, the competitor, the fighter, and the artist. T Wood is an athlete. I don't think he has the heart for fighting to continue on. I can't say that he doesn't have the heart for fighting. I think he right now he doesn't want to fight, probably right now. But when he was the best fighter in the world, dude, he fought. He always fought. Tagging on to Grand Swings, are wins as champ worth more when talking about the GOAT discussion? Man, the problem is when you're a champion, you're fighting the best of the best guys, and they're coming after you every single time. So yeah, it is hard. But I think a lot of that also depends the era in which you fought and who you fought at what time. I think matters a lot as well. Formidable Jake, Stipe is a GOAT just by signing the contract twice against Francis. Dude is scared of nothing. Yeah, man. That's 1000% the truth. GG, it's extra worrying because Tyron has said in the past he didn't manage his money well. Oh, well, then fuck. Yeah, it's going to be real hard life for him then. Yeah. Somebody asked me, can I grow a beard? Yeah, I can grow a beard. I had a beard during COVID and that when I wasn't doing at the start of COVID, I wasn't doing the podcast. So you wouldn't have seen me on it, but I had a beard, like a full beard. My beard's gray. The winner will be fighting John Jones. A story after this fight will be just as good. Heavyweight division is on fire for now. Yeah, John Jones, a welcome injection. Matthew Rake, I still have a special place in my heart for Woodley and Askren's odd friendship. They do have a real odd friendship, eh? It's just like an odd couple. So yeah, I like that too. Shazam, two of the most terrifying men on earth, gonna bang it out. These two are just basically the two baddest dudes on the planet. That's what's insane. Look at, man, Ngannou's back looks like an off-road track, for a four-wheel drive. He looks like a monster, dude. Like, he just looks chiseled in stone. Such a freak of nature. First Australian, agree with your better version of Woodley, Fab. King Mo was built like a tree stump, like Chad Mendes or Frankie Edgar, but in a bigger weight division. A little pocket rocket people don't understand. Man, monster. Complete monster. Anthony Inquiry, to counter the wrestling. Sorry, I must have missed the thing you said at the start, so I don't know what you said if you want to elaborate on that. Ngannou looks fucking huge. He has the shortest average fight time, 100% finish rate, 11 knockouts for 4 submissions. He's just a monster of a man, a huge man. He kind of looks leaner and more athletic than I've seen him before. He should just go straight from here to the NFL. He looks massive. Johnston Street. Man, even if steroids were allowed and everyone did them, you'd still look at Francis and wonder how that is possible. Now, he's still an outlier, dude. He's still not like a normal human being. He's still an outlier. But see, this is what's weird. See, had he fought maybe Brock Lesnar, I'm not saying that Brock Lesnar would beat him, but Brock Lesnar's wrestling, if he just went in and wrestled, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not going to repeat some of the things that's been written there. Yeah, but the dude's massive. He's huge. He's huge. But I'm telling you, man, Stipe is not a small boy. He's smaller than Francis, but he's not a small boy at all. I like the security guards. This guy on the right, the darker dude, he's a fucking sweetheart of a guy. I met him a few times in Vegas and that, and he's like a really nice guy. Like he looks real mean and everything. And I saw him like sitting down on some steps, and I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, I forgot his name." And I was like, "Hey, man, how you doing?" Da 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 da. And I said, like, I've been watching you like since I was a kid, like always walking people out, like walked Tyson out, walked everyone out, you know. And he's like a sweetheart of a guy, like a really really nice guy. Uh, Matthew Rake says if France isn't going to touch the steroid, we wouldn't fight wars anymore. We'd all have one common enemy to be scared of. Yeah, I think so, man. Ngannou's like a leaner version of Anthony Joshua nearly. Yeah, I don't know, dude. He's just a monster of a man. Noel Berman, they're all on steroids, peptide treatments, recovery treatments, most of which are totally legit. But Francis has genetics, they're in the 1% of the 1%. Um, Nah, dude, they're not. The steroid peptide treatment, recovery treatments are not legal in the UFC or under USADA and whatnot. Grand Swing says this chat, where the mind wins over bulk. Dude, if you get hit, you're going to sleep. Yeah, he's bigger than Joshua, I agree. Anthony Inquiry, Stipe is built for speed and Ngannou is built for comfort. Who will prevail? Stipe needs a haircut. Now, TRT was allowed in the UFC before, but it was a fucking joke. It was a joke. Noah Berman, are they not? I thought most peptide treatments were legal. Peptide treatments are still not all of them are legal in like fighting and whatnot, and especially in sports. Like say for example with in the NRL, there's been whole teams that have been banned from the peptide treatments. Um, that's what steroids and all your peptide treatments and that do is your recovery. So steroids is recovery. You're just able to train more and to train and recover better. If the firefighter can survive the explosion at the start, then he will put out the fire. If he's too close when the explosions happens, he'll die. Possibly, mate. Possibly. Um, Johnston Street. Power beats precision. Power beats speed. Francis McGregor. Am I seeing the fight? Yeah. Who has more knockout power, Wilder or Ngannou? The thing is, probably Ngannou, probably the hardest puncher around, but Wilder's a much better boxer. Much better boxer, you know. TRT for people who abuse steroids causing low natural testosterone production, wild times. Yeah, it was fucking a joke. Um, Not only that, like if you measure that, you can manipulate your testosterone levels pretty fucking easily. So it's not that difficult. Um, the NBA and all of that, they play 82 games a season, regular season, and then they play the playoffs and the finals and international games and that. All of those guys, for sure, are on it. For sure. Nobody gives a shit what they're on because you want them to play all the games that they play and all-star games and everything. So it's a different thing. Um, these guys, I can assure you, it's not legal. I know this for a fact that it's not legal. Um, Gigi says, get drunk the night before Saturday and have low test. Dude, if you go out and you run big fucking marathon sessions and back to back, don't sleep properly, have a few drinks, you'll test your testosterone to be low and take all the TRT you want. Yeah, I'm just wanting to see this fight, so this will be pretty crazy. Miocic looks significantly smaller than Francis, and you would not think that Stipe has beat this guy and beat him soundly. Um, NBA players get drug tested all the time. They're under similar rules. I can guarantee you, dude, the NBA wants all their players to play. And if you think playing 82 games every season, plus the All Star games, plus everything they do, has press like takes precedence over them playing, like making sure everyone's clean. I don't know. Same as like the guys that play UEFA Cup and all of that stuff. Same as if you want guys to run, you're watching the 100 meters, you want guys to run 9:40 if they can. If you're Puma, you want your guys to run low nines if possible. Then if they're clean or not, that's not up to you, you know. But that's a different story. Okay, we are about to take off here. Both these guys look pumped, focused, you know. And I'm pumped for this fight. I'm scared because Francis doesn't look like a normal human being, dude. He looks like he's gonna grab Miocic and shake him around like your dad would at Khama when you're a little kid. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Stipe has to survive this and get this out of these first 8 minutes because Francis looks like they built him in a lab, you know? So I don't know. I don't know. He is enormous. We're off, people. We're off. Okay, Miocic in a boxing stance, both guys in orthodox. Francis holding the center of the octagon. Francis looking very composed. Neither of these guys rushing. I do dare say that both of these guys respect their power. The obvious being Ngannou. You have to respect his punching power like nothing else. Good low kick landed by Ngannou. Oh my God, I'm so pumped. The adrenaline's going to kill me. Ngannou's starting to creep forward, starting to faint, wants to come forward. Miocic, the matador to the bull. I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of the way of these shots. Francis looks very composed, very good stance, trying to cut off the octagon. Holding the center of the octagon is Francis Ngannou. Miocic faints. Right to the body. Left goes looking for a left hand, does Francis. Every time Francis swings, it fucking scares the shit out of me. And he throws a right kick to Stipe's body, but now he's biting a little bit on Stipe's feints. Swing and a miss by Francis. Inside leg kick landed by Stipe. Right to the body by Francis. Swing and a miss. Right hand over the top by Francis, and he goes looking for a left hand. Stipe took that in the back of his head, but dude, that for sure he can't remember his kids' names, man, taking shots like that. Oh my God. Francis has got a lot of power, man. Inside leg kick again by Stipe. Those shots are huge by Francis. Catches a single leg, does Stipe. Good work by Stipe. He's got to make Francis hop and use some energy. Francis is defending well. Good job by defending by Francis. He looks to land some ground and pound on Stipe. Stipe is now holding Francis's arms. Francis looks to take Stipe down, and he's landing some ground and pound on Stipe. He's landing some ground and pound, landing some shots from the back on Stipe. Francis looks to take Stipe down. He's not going to be successful in that. I think he wasted a little bit of energy, did Francis, but he rocked Stipe's head. He did for sure. That can't have been comfortable for Stipe. But that was a good job by Stipe to take that single leg and make Francis start to work. Francis in the southpaw stance now. It's 2:32 to go in this first round. Oh, shit, with a big left kick by Francis. And he just, everything he does just shakes Stipe. But Stipe is so tough and so composed. He's much more composed than I am calling this fight. But Stipe is looking composed. He is looking composed. The thing is, for me, that it scares me anything that Francis does. Inside low kick by Stipe again. And he's moving. There's 2 minutes to go in this first round. I think he's going to land a calf kick here on Francis. He's starting to angle off a little bit. He's looking for this calf kick. Francis looking to cut him off and land the big power shots, but Stipe is doing a great job of moving. Jab, stiff jab by Francis. Now Stipe is starting to edge in. So difficult. Nice little right hand by Francis. Got to be very careful here with Francis. Inside low kick by Stipe. I don't know if he got him or not. Stipe is starting to inch forward, and they're well within each other's range here. This is a very, very dangerous game to be playing for both these guys. Both heavyweights that hit super hard. Francis swings and a miss with the right hand as Stipe edges out of it. One minute and 17 seconds to go in this first round. Great job by Stipe to make Francis work when he took that single leg. That wrestling and everything is great. It's great for Stipe. Francis in the southpaw stance, swing, huge left hand swing by Francis. Oh, jab by Francis. Again, Stipe is looking for that low left kick, and I don't think he cares if he hits him or not. He wants Francis to move. He wants Francis to take his leg away and move. Francis feinting, but Stipe is no longer biting the feint as much. Big leg kick landed by Francis. A lot of little tactical things that Stipe is doing. I don't know if it's gonna, because Francis can put his lights out at any stage, but Stipe is doing a lot of interesting things here. If you watch, he's throwing that little leg kick, and Francis is taking his leg away, and that's just making Francis move and feint a little bit. Francis looking to land the big shots. Stipe is sliding in and out. There's 11 seconds to go in this first round. Huge men, these two. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't like the way that that Francis is throwing that right low kick kind of across his body. I don't think it's the best shot to land, and he's already thrown it a couple of times, and it's kind of forced and off balance and not doing a lot of damage to Stipe. Stipe is doing some interesting things here, man. He's making Francis work by shooting that that single leg rather, making him hop. Look for him to make Francis hop. Mark my words. If he makes Francis hop, that's what you want him to do. That's a huge man. Oh, Jesus. He took that right on the temple. Oh, man. See here? This, Francis defended it. That's great. But this is work for Francis. You know, this is not small thing. He lands some shots here. Francis, I think, felt a little better with his, that left high kick. Oh, my God. But all of these things are huge and explosive for Francis. Huge and explosive. The thing is, Francis lands on you, you're dead. If he lands flush, you're dead. That was a tough first round. Don't ask me. Francis, I'd give it to him, the first round, but yeah. Another right hand swing and a miss by Francis. Francis in the southpaw stance. Ooh, jab, but a low kick landed by Francis. But now Stipe is starting to come inside with his punching combinations and move Francis back a little bit. I'll give that first round to Francis, but it's interesting what's going on here. Oh, shit. Oh, Francis with his shots, man. He hits so hard. Stipe. Oh, fuck! He's dropped Stipe with a huge left hand. Now he's landing some shots. He lands another uppercut, swings. He's got Stipe in trouble. He drops Stipe with a huge left hand. It's all over. He has knocked Stipe out. My God. He's got so much power in his hands, man. Huge left hand. Initially. My God. Wow. Very happy for Francis. Feel super bad for Stipe. That left hand he got him with. Boom. Man, Stipe's got a chin on him to have even survived that, Wow. Francis's shots are still very awkward and very wild, but he's got so much power that it just doesn't matter. Like, he breaks so many rules of boxing when he throws his shots, but his power is ridiculous. His power is huge. The footwork, not so great, but man, his power is incredible. What a fantastic win for him. my God, I feel so bad for Stipe. I feel happy for Francis. I feel like mixed emotions. Yeah, yeah, I don't. Man, Matthew Ray, good for Francis. Trilogy hopefully will happen. Though I've seen Stipe and I hope he just retires after this. Yeah, man, he's he looked good, man. He looked good. He did look good. He was doing some interesting things, but again, like I said, like you're fighting a guy that can put you out at any stage, and he did, and he got caught. Um, Jones will submit Ngannou. No, I don't think so, man. I think Ngannou beats Jones handedly, to be honest with you, and I think that far out, he's a monster. Yeah, no, I don't think Jones beats Ngannou, to be honest with you. I don't see how he beats Ngannou, to be honest with you. I don't see it. Like, I don't think he's got the punching power to keep Ngannou off him. And if he can get it into the later rounds, maybe, but I just don't see how he's going to get into the later rounds, to be fair. Having said that, I do think that once Francis slows down a little bit in the like his footwork and that is not like of a great striker or a great boxer, but his power is incredible, you know. And for MMA, that's he's perfect like that. Perfect. I don't see anyone really beating him. He's just a huge monster of a man that hits super hard, got great timing. He's got very good timing. I'll give him that though. He has very, very good timing. But he's a freak of nature as far as just his absolute physical strength and whatnot. And Joseph, you're right. I don't think that he gets past Stipe in the first place. Yeah, his punches are crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy. Such a freak, man. Good on him. Good on him. Good win for Francis. Huge, strong man, man. Very, very powerful. His punches are insane. The Hungarian hustler says Fab Jones is basically undefeated. I'm still with Jones. Sorry. I don't care. I'm not against Jones. I just don't see Jones beating him. Not because of him being undefeated or defeated. It's got nothing to do with it. I just don't see Jones being able to keep Stipe or Ngannou off him. I don't think he's got the punching power to do it like that, or to out wrestle him time and time again, or whatnot. I could be wrong because I haven't seen Jones at heavyweight. I'd like to see Jones at heavyweight. I don't see him beating Francis. Francis is some sort of freak, man. Insane. Um, First Australian, I feel like Francis was always the uncrowned heavyweight champion. He just looks like the heavyweight king. He has that aura about him. He definitely has an aura. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. And I think that aura comes just from his freakish power, dude. The fact that he can hit you from basically any stance, off balance as well. Like it doesn't matter, and he will knock you out. You know, but that combination there, he hit really, really good. You know, um, but he can hit you just from any kind of angle. There was a good punch that Stipe threw in that mix. But then he caught him with that left hook. He's just got like stupid abilities, and strength and power. It's insane. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. Um, yeah, man, that was crazy. Wow, wow, that was pretty intense, man. Yeah, I don't know that Jones beats this guy. I don't know that too many people can beat him, to be honest with you. And I don't think too many people can beat him, like, period, for whatever reason. Like he just hits so hard. And it's just, I think I was talking to my mate, who was it? Eli. I was talking to Eli yesterday, and he was saying to me, he he thinks that law of averages, yeah, if you do enough rounds with Ngannou, he's going to knock you out. And he's right. That Eli is right. Um, I wonder if Jones will be fast enough to intercept Ngannou's punches when he loads up. Cameron Swaponsky. No, I don't think Jones is it. That's not even Jones' game, So I don't think so. And I don't think that Jones will enjoy the reach advantage that he does at light heavyweight. So I think that that's going to be a big problem. Thanks for commentating as always, Fab. A pleasure. You and Ferguson. No, thank you, sir. First Australian sand miner in 2011, living in poverty, the heavyweight champion of the world 10 years later. What a story. Yeah, crazy story, man. Crazy. The Hungarian hustler. Congratulations, Francis. Well deserved and a great guy. James Adjuceman, Lewis versus Ngannou. Make it happen. Jack Wood. Yeah, if Derek Lewis beat Ngannou, that would actually be jokes. Man, that'd be an interesting one too. Psylocke, I think the fight was rigged. I have a source that told me the exact round and how Miocic would get knocked out. If your source said that, he's just a lucky man. It wasn't rigged. Shazam, thanks for the show, Fab. It was a great day of fights with great company. Cheers again. No, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Tuesday at 12:30, we will do a fight review. And so please watch your fights, have a chat with your friends, digest the information. Let me know what you thought of it. Let me know what you think of the whole thing. And we'll talk and just hang out on Tuesday at 12:30 Sydney time. That's in the afternoon. And we'll have a good chat and see what happens, man. I just want to say, man, thank you so much, guys, for everything. I really, really appreciate it. Love doing these things. And I'm just lucky enough to have such a great community to do it with. So I appreciate it, guys. And let's get together on Tuesday and have a chat about it. Thank you so much, guys. Lots of love. See yous. Bye-bye.